Okay, first thing you need to know about powers is when they are negative, they simply put the equation into a fraction and the power becomes positive. So first example. Second example, 3, say to the negative 2, would be 1 over 3 squared, which is the same as 1 over 9. Third example, I'll stick with 2, but I'll make it to the negative 4. 1 over, oops, that's 2 to the positive 4. 2 to the positive 4 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. You would write in the test 1 over 16. Actually, in the test, it'll look like this. So there'll be an x in it. Now, this power only works on the x. People will say to me, is it always 1 over? Well, in this case, it's not 1 over, it's 3 over x squared. Because the power only works on the x. However, had it been 3x, like that, everything in brackets, the power works on the 3 and the x. And that would be 1 over 3 squared x squared. Okay, I'm going to start on question H, 1H. It reads this, 2x plus 1 equals 8. The method for solving these is you need to write the equation with the same base. What does the same base mean? They both have to be in terms of 2. So this one is already has a base 2. This one, 8, I'm going to write in terms of base 2. What would the power be that goes here to make this side equal to 8? 3, correct. Now to solve for x, I can now equate the powers. X plus 1 has to equal 3. So if you can write the equation with equivalent base numbers, you can equate the powers x plus 1 and 3. Answer for x? Now what goes there? What could go there to answer the question? 2. Now, check. That's going to be my answer, but check it. Go back to the question. If I put 2 into here, 2 plus 1, and by the way that's in brackets, 2 plus 1 is 2 to the power 3. Right. Next one. E. 2 to the power x is equal to half. Write the both in terms of base 2. The first one's already done. This one, how do I write half? What power goes with the 2 to make it half? Negative 1. Because remember, my previous slide, anything to the power 1, you drop it to the bottom of a fraction and it becomes positive. Now I can just equate the powers. Hey, equating the powers, x is negative 1. I'm going to drop down for a minute to question 2. And you'll see how this works better here. Because actually, question 1, you can actually do all in your head without even looking at this method of making equivalent basis. So, question 2a reads 4 to the power x is equal to 32. Now, you can't do that in your head. You can't think of a number that you could solve. So, you have to write them both in terms of base 2. So 4 is the same as 2 squared, do you agree? Okay. Don't forget it's still to the power x. And 32, how many? 6. Let's to work it out. 2 2s times 2. Again. And again. It's actually 5. 2 to the power 5 gives 32. Because you have 5 multiply 2 5 times, you get 32. So now we've got the same base, and we're about to equate the powers rather. Before we do that, we just have to recall something else about powers, and I'll show it to you this way. Okay, we'll call back to algebra manipulation. I told you to write that out 3 times. Right? Yes? Write out 3 times, and the answer would be x to the power 6. Because there are literally 6 x's getting multiplied together. Well, the shortcut is to do what to the 3 and the 2? Multiply the 2 powers out. 2 times 3 is 6. So in effect, I'm going to do that here. I'm going to multiply 2 times x. And I could write this again out like this. I've just multiplied the 2 times the x. It works, and it's a legitimate algebra step. Equate the powers. 2x must equal 5. And x must equal 2.5 or 5 over 2. Now, you haven't got a calculator in the exam, but so you can't really check whether this works, but 4 to the power 2.5, 4 to the power 2 gives 16, well 4 to the power 2.5 gives 32. Okay, just keep watching this. It's don't write me off because it's too hard. Just keep watching. You'll pick this up. Look at question B. 8x equals 1/4. Again, I'm going to use 2, and I think the reason I'm using 2 is I've just seen these lots of times before, but you could easily use 3 as your base. Two to the power what gives 8? And what would the power here be to get 1 over 4? Minus 2. 2 to the power minus 2 is the same as 1 over 4. Do you agree? Remember? The 2 drops to the bottom, the power goes to a positive, and 2 squared is 4. Equate the powers now. Remember, this is the same as 3x. Must equal to what? What's the other power on the right hand side? Minus 2. I heard someone say. So x is equal to minus 2 over 3. I'll do a couple more. Letter C reads 9 to the power x has to equal a third. This time I'm going to use base 3. Right? 3 squared is 9. Oops, that's not x, that's an x. And on the other side, 3 to the power what is 1/3? -1, you're getting it. So equating the powers, 2x must have to equal to -1 and x has to equal -1/2. Okay, you should all be able to solve that equation. 2x equal -1 is the same thing as x equal to 1 over 2 or -1 over 2. Last one, and then you can try some. 25x equals 1/5. What number would you suggest I make the base in this case? 5? Well done, Liam. 5 to the power what gives 25? 2. Right? There's still an x here. And 5 to the power what gives 1/5? -1. Good. Equate the powers. 2x equals -1. X is same as the last one, -1/2. Done.